students. You're welcome to today's class on English language. And for today, we are going to be treating adverbial adjuncts. Last week, we treated adverbials. And I tried to let you know that adverbials are a group of words that try to modify a verb. Now, when we look at an adjunct is a type of an adverbial. Why do I call it a type of an adverbial? Not all adverbials are adjuncts, but every adjunct is an adverbial. So what is an adjunct? An adjunct is an adverbial. An adverbial adjunct is a type of adverbial which adds more information to a sentence. Now remember that an adverbial does the work of modifying a verb. But whenever we see an adjunct, it's no longer concerned with the verb in the sentence. Rather, it's just trying to add more information to what you already know. That is why we say that it adds more information to a sentence. And it is also an adverbial, but not all. I want you to understand that adjunct is just a type of an adverbial. Alright. Now, when we still go on to explain an adverbial, we see that an adverbial differs from an adjunct differs from other adverbials. Because if you remove an adjunct from a sentence, it still makes a meaning. That is why I say, if left out of a sentence, the rest of the sentence still makes sense. We can remove an adjunct from a sentence and it will still make sense. We can put it in a sentence to add more meaning. I want you to understand that. We can remove an adjunct from a sentence and it will make sense. And we can add it to a sentence to make meaning. Adverbial adjuncts provide extra but optional information. An adverbial adjunct provides extra but optional. Why do I say optional? Because you can remove it. That is why we put optional. But whenever you see an adjunct, it adds extra information. Whereas an adverbial offers information that is integrated to the meaning of the sentence. An adverbial is very vital to a sentence. It cannot be removed. But when that adverbial is an adjunct, you can remove it. Now let's compare these two examples. I put my bag on the floor. I put my bag on the floor. And again I said, I put my bag. I put my bag. And you see the sign I gave you here, bad, that this sentence is actually still leaving out something that is vital. You put your bag. So you put your bag where? And we look at it. On the floor is an adverbial. The sentence is not meaningful. It isn't meaningful without the adverbial. So we can see that on the floor on this sentence is not an adjunct but an adverbial, because this on the floor goes ahead to modify put, which is a verb. That's why we say adverbial modifies a verb, but an adjunct adds extra information. I dropped my bag next to my seat and sat down. When we look at this sentence now, I dropped my bag next to my seat and sat down. You see that I underlined next to my seat. With this next to my seat is an adverbial which is also an adjunct. Why do I call it an adverbial? Because yes, it modifies dropped. And why do I call it adjunct? Because it adds extra information to the sentence. But why is it an adjunct? Let's look at this. I dropped my bag and sat down. When you look at this sentence now, I removed next to my seat. And I said, I dropped my bag and sat down. Looking at this sentence, I marked it good because it makes complete sense. It's a meaningful sentence. Which means I removed next to my seat and it did not falter the meaning of this sentence. Next to my seat is an adverbial adjunct. Not an adverbial. Is what? An adverbial adjunct. Not just an adverbial. The sentence makes sense without it. Removing next to my seat the sentence is still meaningful. Now we come to the forms. We come to the forms of adjuncts. When we look at the forms of the adjunct, we have 8 of them. We have 8 forms of adjuncts. Now, we started with the adjunct of place, which tells us where something happened. Adjunct of place. At low tide, you can cross the bays. At low tide, you can cross the bays. And I underlined on the beach. On the beach is the adjunct here. Why is it an adjunct? Because I can easily remove this on the beach. And what do I have alone? I will only have at low tide, you can cross the bays. So this is an adjunct of place. Now we have adjunct of time. Adjunct of time tells us when something happened. I can't sleep at night. The most important information here is that I cannot sleep. But what is the extra information here? At night, that it happens at night. So, adjunct of time tells us that this is when this happened, at night. It can be removed. And what do we have only? I can't sleep. Now we go to number 3. Adjunct of manner. Adjunct of manner, we said, by accident, I found out how to do this. Remember